Yum, this is my plate. I don't know what you're having. Chip and dip vibes. Make sure you get a lot of that sauce in there. Don't be shy. We're going to start off with pickling some veggies. We don't need too much. I'm just making a small bowl here. Peel back what we need. We're not going to stress too much about perfect shapes, but we do want it to kind of match the same shape as the fish. I don't like wasting any of the end bits, so there's a couple in there that are a little bit round and a couple that are a little bit misshapen, but in general we've got pretty uniform dice that we're going to add to our fish. Dump that in a bowl, and we want about the same amount of cucumber, one off the round side, lay it flat. I'm going to leave the seeds in. I think the seeds are still an interesting texture in there, so I quite like it. Awesome, and we can dump this all in our bowl. Sushi vinegar is great for pickling vegetables in a dish like this. It's already seasoned, it's got a bit of sugar in it, super delicious. So just top it up until they're all just covered. We're just gonna wrap that and pop it in the fridge. Go to our Trevally. We're gonna do a little fish tartare, but we're gonna spice it up with some gochujang. We've got some lime, we've got a few herbs. We're gonna make a little sesame dressing, and we're gonna serve it with some prawn crackers as a little sharing starter. So, whole fish is really good value, so if you can buy a whole fish, you can get a lot. This Trevally was only 10 bucks, so you go a long way with that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fillet it. So what you wanna do is you wanna come under the fin there, and you wanna come up against the head, all the way up to the top. Then you can run this down to the belly. Come along the top of the, spine, the top of the fish, all the way along to the top. And then in here, you can run your knife along the backbones, and you should be able to hear that sort of accordion sound all the way down. When you get to this fin, you can run your knife up over that backbone and all the way down, and then you can use your knife to go all the way to the tail, come back up through those bones, and just double check you got all of that meat. Repeat that on the other side. So next up you want to come under all of these sort of belly rib bones here. So just take your knife and run as close as you can under all of those and straight to the top. And then you can run straight down under your belly like that. From the tail, you come down a little bit. You just want to have that angle there. You do want to leave most of the bloodline on the skin, so you just keep it nice and flat, keep a little bit of tension, and come all the way along. And there's your Trevally fillet. So now we want to portion this into manageable bits so we can get a really nice uniform dice to match our pickled veg. So we've got the center line coming through here, and we want to split off our belly loin and our top loin. So we're just going to come through nice and tight and take out all of those pin bones. And the same on this side. Come through nice and tight, take out all those pin bones. On this top piece, we want to round out this bloodline here because we want a nice clean end piece. So we're just going to very gently round it out like that. And then there's just a little bit of silver skin there as well that we're going to carefully shave off. We've got our beautiful loin fillet like that. Same thing with this belly piece. Just take off the bloodline. And these sort of like trim bits here as well, we can square that off all nice and tight. Same thing with the other piece. We're going to put this in the freezer for about half an hour just to get it really, really, really firm, and it's going to help us get a really nice even dice on it. So that little blast in the freezer has firmed it right up, which just makes it nice and easy to dice. So we're going to cut it into manageable pieces, and then you just want to cut it into strips. The bigger end of it, you might need to run a second line that way. Do think about your dice, but do think about what you're wasting as well. So if you do the natural shape of the fish, you are going to have some bits that are slightly bigger than the others. I think it's more important to get a good yield than it is to get a perfect size. For the little dressing to sort of cut the spiciness of the fish, we're going to make a little like sesame mayo. I want it to be quite loose. I want it to be quite saucy all over the top of the fish. So we're going to start off with a couple of spoonfuls of sesame seeds. And just over a medium heat, we just want to get them all nice and toasty. So once we've got a nice little bit of color on those, we're going to push these just a little bit further. So happy with that color, we're going to get it into our mortar and pestle, and we're just going to grind that while they're hot into a bit of a smooth paste. A little bit of texture is good, don't stress too much if you don't get it super fine. And now we've got this super sort of nutty, savory, delicious sesame powder. You can mix it up in your mortar and pestle, keep it nice and handy. We're going to put in some sushi vinegar, a good glug sesame oil, and some Japanese mayo. Mix that all up, and we've got this sort of loose sesame dressing. Delicious. All right, let's make some fish tartare. We're going to start off making our little dressing. We've got some gochujang, tablespoon of that. We're going to add heaps of lime zest. So zest of 2 limes. A little bit of soy sauce. I'm going to cut up a little bit of chives. The juice from the limes, lots of juice. Mix that all to dissolve the gochujang, and then we can add our fish. This is probably too much veggies. We're going to add a couple of scoops of our cucumber and daikon. Don't mix it too hard, you'll damage the fish. The pickled veg is going to give a really nice contrast of texture with the fish when you're eating it. All right, give it a little taste. Delicious. You want it to be spicy, salty, sour, all of those things all together. And there it is there. So when we plate this, we really want to layer it up. So we're going to start with a couple of spoons of our fish. Get that straight into the bottom, and then take a little bit of your sesame dressing. And what this means is that when Fred takes the first scoop and he gets all of that sesame dressing, there's going to be a little bit left for Barbara at the end as well. Layer it up like that. Another drizzle of our sesame good times, and we can pile the rest on top. Nice big scoop on the middle and just let it fall where it wants. This is a bit flash. If you can't find micro corriander, just put some more chives or something on top, but I like the micro corriander. I got these delivered last night and they even got my name right. We're gonna pile these on. These prawn crackers you can get from sort of a lot of Chinese restaurants. You can buy them uncooked as well. You can deep fry them up. It's a little bit dramatic. They last really well. So sort of buy them the night before and serve them as like a weird chip and dip. Yum, this is my plate. I don't know what you're having. So then you just sort of spoon it all onto your prawn cracker, just like that. Bit of the juices too. And get it in you. Spicy, creamy, fresh, so yum.